Welcome back to the show, everybody. Mr. Pop, that thing is in the building. That's me, the one and only triple the G.O.D. Everybody's favorite, everything, the green monster, squish murder, surrounded by my family, the squadron. May you all be praised for holding down my six. Bessie, Janine, Magdalene, intern Annalise, yo girl and mom, Miss Martha, aka Miss Martha, hold down the unos, doses, threses, and cuatros. But most importantly, you, yes, you're live right here with us, right here on Team GRF TV, and it's still the most wonderful time of the year, because yes, indeed, Wrestle Kingdom Day numero dos, and oh my god, this is going to be a special episode of the Savage Year, because oh my god, I'm just like, there are just moments when things just hit on every cylinder. And now, and even though that, because I'm not hopping into this like right after I watched it, like I literally, watched it early in the morning, so I got up, had some eat, sat down, and gave me a moment to really think about it. And I really think it's gonna really give my thoughts a little more of the third dimension, like do this with a box, you know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna get this episode of the Savage Year a little more dimension because of the things that I probably would have said had I just been, yo, Ibushi switchblade went off the chain, let's rap. But no, sit, have a bowl of cereal, gather your thoughts. And I'm here now and I'm just like, yo, the future is bright for New Japan, but when is it not? When is the future? When do you come out of Wrestle Kingdom and you ain't got hype for New Year's Dash, for the things we're setting up, the things we got going? It's just like, yo, this gonna be an interesting next couple of months. Even giving like my thoughts from yesterday about where I think we may end up by the time we get to January 2022. Lord bless me to be around for that. Of understanding and knowing where this is going. So let me quit talking. Let's get started with our opening contest of the evening. The Provisional King of Pro Wrestling 2021. And we started the same way we ended. Toru Yano, your Provisional King of Pro Wrestling 2021. Now, before I get into you know what? Let's just hop straight into it. I appreciate what this is, because like my original thoughts, like I was gonna say, like the King of Pro Wrestling 2021, that's like the 24/7 title. No, the King of Pro Wrestling is better than the 24/7 title because of the way it's treated. You know what I'm saying? And that ain't no shot at our truth for the title or anything. But with the King of Pro Wrestling being so interactive with the fans, and it give the wrestlers of New Japan a different flow, a way to do things, I really think this is really going to open up like a whole nother dimension for people who ain't really doing nothing to be like, yo, let's go play tag with Toru Yano to see if we can become the King of Pro Wrestling. I don't expect him to hold it all year, to defend it every time. He gonna lose it, he gonna get it back, and it's just gonna be some fun, because I really think that's what this match represented, of understanding of the corner that the King of Pro Wrestling sub-series is about to turn. Because I'm just sitting up here looking at like the fun and comedy that the story that was being told in a match, especially when you talk about my boy with Fale and Owens, though, like for real, like that whole part of the end of it where Fale sits up here and pins Bushi, and then Owens is sitting up here and kick his leg, and I'm just sitting up here having this argument that he like, no, you win, we win. No, I win, you win. And then what you saying? And I'm just sitting up here like, yo, I am literally feeling the comedy here, and I really appreciate that, because we're talking about a Japanese pro wrestling thing where people golf clap when cool shit happens. So it's fun to literally see some fun literally get interjected into this thing that I love, and that that it don't have to be all golf claps and stiff all the time, and that the only time you get hype is after the match is over. You can have hype throughout. I don't really think this is really going to literally change how fans of New Japan approach how they watch everything that is set in front of them. But having the King of Pro Wrestling be this fun comedic little side thing you do, and having the fans interact with it, and just being just a dumb fun old time, it's wonderful. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, their finish was stupid, which then enunciates my point of the whole Toriano slips through the Bullet Club bullshit and fucking steals one. I'm loving it. So I am going to be like literally glued at like how this is going, and I just really want to see like if New Japan can really keep up its flow and keep this up and keep it entertaining in a way that not only sits up here and not degrade the things that are further down the card. Because this was a nice little palate opening cleanser, given how last night ended. You needed something, a little something that, especially if you're sitting down and you need to bring yourself down a little bit because of the hype that was Ibushi and my boy Naito. That's a perfect way to do it, even though it was some stardom stuff we're not going to talk about at all. But if you're getting my point, let me summarize it just like this, though. We need more stuff like this. Now, I'm not sitting up here saying that every fucking thing in the world needs to be Orange Cassidy or fucking Ant or anything like that. No. I'm just saying that given what New Japan has been since 1972 and 2021, more than a little golf clap and some fun being injected into things that New Japan is going to big up and matter, I really think the King of Pro Wrestling is going to be some really fun shit. Whew. Alright. Still the champions, still the Junior World Tag Team Champions, the boy from Suzuki Gun, El Desperado, and Kanemaru. I'm like, yo, this was another little fun one, but anytime you got Taguchi in the ring, you gonna have the fun time. We talking about the King of Funk style, bro. So it's like I really appreciate that, even though these like the King of Pro Wrestling match and this tag match was really dope, because like that whole referee spot shit was dumb as fuck. Like, I'm just sitting up here and I'm just trying to understand, literally, like, the how and the why of the story you're trying to tell her. Because, again, like, y'all heard when I talk about Wrestle Kingdom that a lot because of what New Japan tries to do in the ring by telling the stories. In this instance, you're not really telling the story as much as it not being a comedy act, but also understanding that, again, you can have a little fun with what it is that what you're doing, given the wrestlers in the ring. Again, let me sit up here and say, you got 4 great wrestlers going in there doing great things. Shout out to that boy Master Wado. Shout out to Kanemaru doing this thing. And you know I love me some Taguchi. But here's where we're going to cut it short and sweet. Because here is my question. What is El Desperado going to do in 2021? Because he had one hell of a breakout performance at Battle of the Super Juniors last year. Like, I did not see him coming. I didn't see him coming in a way of understanding of, like, I know dude can get down, but the way he clowned at Battle of the Super Juniors, I didn't see that happening. It caught me by surprise. So understanding, like, that even though he's one half of the tag team champions, it'll be interesting to see, like, if they book him to do more solo stuff and things like that, that maybe he gets a chance to get in the ring with stuff we're going to talk about a little bit later. But that's literally the question I, like, literally walked out the match with, is that, what's El Desperado's 2021 looking like? That's what my notes say, because that's what I wrote down. Because even though the fun stuff was the fun stuff, understanding and knowing that you got somebody in there who has a future as a singles competitor and can really do some work in the junior heavyweight division. So once we get around to like some struggle and things like that, it's going to be really interesting as we building up, as we got stuff popping off to see, like, when we get these tournaments going, like, who are going to be these shining stars. Because again, I'm going to give you a spoiler for what's going to happen within the next maybe 3 to 10 minutes. I'm going to literally sit up here and say what Day 2 has literally done for this professional wrestling company. And it's going to make sense. Trust me. It's going to make sense. Uncle Triple's got you. But I'm laying the siege for something that I just plan to do right this moment. So don't worry about it. I got you. Would somebody like to tell me what the fuck was the Tagi and Jeff Cobb, bro? What the? Just horse fight, murder fight. Bring that work. I'm just like, now here's the thing. I love me some Takagi. Jeff Cobb had one hell of a 2020 being that dude just showing up everywhere murdering folks. And now he part of the Empire doing his thing. I'm just like, that match was just, mwah! I'm just like, given what we gotta talk about any other card and it wasn't the things going down and forward, this could have literally been match of the night right here. Just horse fight, murder each other. Given the history of Takagi and Jeff Cobb been going back and forth all 2020 more or less. So understanding and knowing that they was finna go in there and do stuff, it was good to see Takagi win the big one. I wanted Cobb to hit that apron bomb so bad. Like, he had him up here in the crucifix. I'm like, I'm sitting up here on another episode of Please New Japan Don't Kill a Nigga. He's sitting up here like, Takagi, no, please don't die. I need to see you wrestle more. And Takagi got out of it, though. But just sitting up here, they sat up here and they murder fought each other. It's just like, I'm like, I sat up here was like, I thought when Jeff Cobb hit him with that crucifix bomb, though, I thought it was over. Had him up here, finish him, bam, and I'm just sitting up here like, my mouth was on the floor, because I'm just like, because see, the thing is, it's not even about, I love me a good house fight. I love me a good murder fight. It's none of those things. It's Shingo Takagi, a dude I've enjoyed watching wrestling for years. Jeff Cobb, a dude I've really started to really get into. Thank you, AEW, for that, because, you know, I knew about him, but it wasn't until I saw him at AEW kind of in that one match that I started keeping up with him, and then this stuff in New Japan and stuff, really, because I've been keeping up with the Empire. Got a fan. You got a fan in me. You got a fan in me. So it's like, yo, a must-watch match early 2021 is Shingo Takagi and Jeff Cobb getting in the ring and fucking murdering each other. Must-watch shit. I got a question. Is Dick Togo the most broken assist in real life? Like, literally. Like, Dick Togo is Captain Commando to New Japan, bro. I'm like, yo, he got that Togo corridor. Ain't nobody fucking with him. I'm like, yo, ever since Duke Togo came back, his, like, the way he be interfering in matches give me literal smiles on my face. Like, I could be having a bad day. Tell me Duke Togo interfered in a match, I'm gonna go like this. I'll be like, yeah, because just watching Duke Togo clown, though, it's just like, it gives me life. It gives me life. You know what I'm saying? The match off the chain, because give him the end of the year that Sonata had, and we talking about Evil with the heel turn, beating my boy Naito, getting the two belts. Evil had a hell of a year. I gotta give it to him. I gotta sit up here. I gotta give him props. Given what I know what happened later, it's like this is like this. A lot of this stuff is like Wrestle Kingdom 14, the remix. Given like how that popped off at the end, and you know things of that nature, but I'm just like, that match was nuts. Between that Paradise Lock by Sonata, Evil trying to do a magic killer with a ref assist. I'm just sitting up here, and even greatest assist of all time, Duke Togo taking that table spot, boy. I'm just sitting up here like, son of a bitch. And it's like understanding and knowing. Also, on top of that, more of that storytelling, of the history between the LIJ stuff, Evil's betrayal, and all that good stuff. You've literally gotta wonder, like, what's up with this? Like, because you know it ain't over by a long shot. Even given how Wrestle Kingdom 15 ended for the most part, understanding and knowing this ain't over. You've gotta wonder, though, how Evil gonna bounce back in 2021. You gotta wonder, because I love me some Evil. You know what I'm saying? L.I.J. Bullet Club on fuck. I love me some Evil. So I want to see him do some big major things in 2021. So I'll be expecting that, and we'll be talking about Sonata a bit later. Remember those seeds that I set up that we were talking about? Remember those seeds? The match before our main event. I sit up here and I look at it just like this. Between the match we just talked about with Sonata, who we'll get to, and literally watching a match of who we looking at two dudes who are literally about to become the face of this promotion. Takahashi and my boy Ishinomori, that boy the Bone Soldier, they tore the motherfucking roof off like I said they would. New Japan got a hell of a talent in Hiromu Takahashi. And given, and here's the stat of the night right here, other than the other stat we got when we get to our main event. Hiromu Takahashi, when it comes to the junior heavyweight division, then killed everybody. Murdered the game. Given night one, he took out El Phantasmo. Beat Bone Soldier, get the title. We talking about Mr. BOSJ27. Everybody. It ain't even no doubt. Hiromu Takahashi is the best junior heavyweight in the fucking world. Done. Period. No more needs to be said. Period. It is going to be a literal 2021 to see what they got for Takahashi. Because again, like I said, Taiji Ishimori has been kicking ass for years, and I love watching him do his thing. Hiromu Takahashi, however, like I said, we are literally staring at the future of the pro wrestling business. We ain't talking about him just becoming the face of the junior heavyweight division. No, we're not talking about becoming the face of the motherfucking company, even though we still got to talk about King Switch and the Golden God. We are talking about Hiromu Takahashi, a man who could literally become the face of pro fucking wrestling. The boy's that damn good. He proved it. He won one of the biggest tournaments of last year. He beat the champion of one, and he now got the title back around his waist. Would you like to sit up here and try to argue stats and try to tell me that I'm wrong about putting all this shine on Takahashi? No, because you fucking cannot. You can't. You won't, so don't. This match was worthy of the spot on the card. This could have been the main event. That's how good it was. They went in there for 25 minutes and they tore the fucking roof off. Must watch match. Must. I don't care if you ain't never watched New Japan. Between this, the Sonata joint, and the Golden God and King Switch, which we're about to get into, must watch matches. Again, let me say this. There's a reason why my most wonderful time of the year is Wrestle Kingdom. Because Wrestle Kingdom brings out the very best in people. It's like even more so to a degree than WrestleMania do. Because given how WrestleMania be clowning, since I have really, over the past 6 or 7 years, been deep into watching New Japan the way that I do, it's something that hit different when Wrestle Kingdom come to town. Just saying. I'm just saying real shit. It is something that hit different. And it's like, I don't know whether is it that the presentation hit me, is that understanding and knowing that New Japan takes Wrestle Kingdom seriously in a way to establish the thing, build new things, and set their way up to sit up here and to close all books, but write new chapters. I don't know what it is. I don't know why I got into that tangent and saying this and saying what I'm saying, but I need y'all to hear me. I need y'all to hear me. When we talk about Hiromu Takahashi, you looking at what could be the future, the many, many divergent futures of the wrestling business, with that man's face all over New Japan. With that man being in top 10 lists of best wrestlers on the fucking planet. He done his thing. He clowned 2020. He showed up to Wrestle Kingdom Night 1 and Night 2 and proved he is the best junior heavyweight on the motherfucking planet. The sky's the limit for him. The sky's the limit for him, and he literally finna put a whole division on his fucking shoulders, and it's gonna be interesting to see all these cats step up, because between his match with El Phantasmo, between this match with Bone Soldier, ups the game way up here, way this way. So it's gonna be up to the rest of this division, the people coming in and coming out. For when you get in there and you have your junior heavyweight match, you've got a lot to live up to. It is what it is with that. I was waiting to talk about Takahashi Ishimori just because I just wanted to say what I want to say, because that was a start. This is like the past 2 days, Hiromu Takahashi then had star-making performances, and I said it at the end of when we talked about Wrestle Kingdom 14, and he got the pin on Liger. Liger know what's up. One of the greatest, Mount Rushmore professional wrestling, Jushin Thunder Liger. Yeah, boys, the nephew's the future. And he's sitting up here and literally took 2020, proved this point, and it's starting 2021 on a fucking tear. And you gotta love that shit all day long. You just gotta. You just gotta, man. It's things like this that even though I sit up here and look at myself sometimes like, why do I watch this shit? It's matches like these that remind me like, yeah, this is why I do what I do. This is why that even though, I do what I do on this channel, this is why I get on the mic and talk about that. If nobody else see it, it's just my diary of understanding that I love pro wrestling. And this match between Takahashi and Bone Soldier reminds me I love me some professional wrestling. You want to know another reminder of why I love professional wrestling? King Switch versus the Golden God. Is God gonna smite the king? Is Jay White about to become a God killer? It took them 48 minutes and 5 seconds of nothing but back and forth, one-upmanship, pride, understanding and knowing that you are the main event, the final match of Wrestle Kingdom 15, and that match lived up to the hype, the circumstance, the pomp, fucking everything. Jay White showed why he is one of the best professional wrestlers on the fucking planet. But I'm going to back up for a second because, I want to establish this. Let's go back to a year ago. Let's literally go back to a year ago, right? We are talking about the two men who were in the runner-up match, now headlining the whole motherfucking show. That's what a year can do for you. I said it myself. Kota Ibushi, I believe it was his year last year. I believe that him signing the belt and all of that or whatever. But when I really think about it, it was Naito's time to shine. And it's like, and again, having a whole year to think about it. Hell, having 20 minutes over a bowl of cereal before I got in front of the mic to really think about, like, this is how I'm going to present this because this is how I'm feeling about it. Yeah, given that it was what it was, Kota Ibushi had to take 2020 after getting dusted the way he did and literally build his legend. And when you really think about it from like that dimension, yeah, bring it back to fucking hands here, folks. That you think about it from that dimension of it took the whole year of Kota Ibushi to build up the legend from the wins, the losses, the whatever. And when you thought it was over, King Switch was like dream denied. When King Switch beat Ibushi and got I can't even talk right now and got the briefcase and power struggle. I'm kind of like, yo, like I like Ibushi. It was your year, but King Switch is here, and I'm just like, yo, Switchblade finna do it. Sometimes, just a little bit more. And tonight, Kota Ibushi had a little bit more than Jay White. That's a little heartbreaking for me to say because I really wanted King Switch to win. I did. King Switch, Switchblade Jay White, call him by whatever name you want to call, has done everything else in New Japan but be his heavyweight champion. I wanted it for him because I just want to see a reign. That's all I want as a fan I is. I just want to see the reign. I just want to see that man be on top of the heap of New Japan. Kota Ibushi went through 2 wars. He took the belt off Naito and defended it against Jay White and what I may think is Jay White at his absolute best. But it's the game of sometimes your best isn't good enough. And this was just an issue of this. That Kamigoye to the head had him stunned and then just yow. And it's just like, that's just all it took. That's just all it took. Even with Gedo assist, I really thought that because literally Jay White almost stole it like he stole a briefcase, and that would have been a dope story to tell. That he stole it the same way twice. That'd have been dope. That'd have literally been a dope story. But the thing is just that it didn't happen. History didn't repeat itself. I'm just like, I don't know what star rating they gonna give this or whatever. But do we say that this is match of the year 2020? Is this a match of the year candidate for 2021? I don't know. The thing was, the storytelling was on point, especially after Ibushi won. Jay White in his head like, this ain't over yet. This ain't over yet. He grabbing the titles. He doing all this. It was just wonderful storytelling by Jay White. That man is an all-around consummate performer. I appreciate the story he told after the bell was over. Ibushi, the Golden God, reigned supreme. And now he got that boy Sonata immediately in his sights, and that's gonna be one hell of a program. You're goddamn right it's gonna be. Know that for sure. I cannot wait to see how immediately this stuff kicks off at New Year's Dash. It is going to be phenomenal. Like, we got a lot of good stuff. I talked about last night, you know what I'm saying? We still got Chaos in the Empire. Okada and Ospreay gonna do some work. I'm like I said, Takahashi, the future of the fucking pro wrestling business, man. Junior heavyweight or not, man. He got a lot of responsibility to hold up by being the best junior heavyweight in the world right now. That's gonna be dope as a motherfucker. I'm interested to see what's gonna happen with my boy Naito. You know, he one of my favorites to watch. It's gonna be interesting to really see what's up with that. And oh yeah, and if you thought I forgot the thing I was gonna say, I really need to see Ibushi and Omega unite again because now that is complete. He got the IWGP. Kenny Omega sitting up here taking over the wrestling business, boy. Oh my god. Like, yo. Dynamite gonna be dumb. Dynamite just gonna be dumb because it's like Kenny's actually gonna be on the show. You know what I'm saying? Wrestling Ray Phoenix. So that's gonna be fun. You know what I'm saying? That's probably not gonna end the way you think it is. It probably will. Probably bullshit because, you know, Kenny's a fucking heel. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is with that. Because I'm gonna say this. I am literally, for real, looking forward to Hard to Kill next week. Like, next Saturday, Hard to Kill, that's going to be dumb. Like, I don't usually watch Impact pay-per-views or much Impact at all, but if the job for this cross-promotional shit was for me to care, you've done it. I give a fuck. So I'm here with you. I just want to see, like, how far this goes. Like, how far can you really take Kenny Omega taking over the wrestling business, taking the AEW title everywhere, doing what he wants to, when he wants to, whenever he feels like it, with Don Callis being a great mouthpiece. I love that too. Don Callis been showing out, and I love every single bit of it. I am telling you. So yeah, Dynamite gonna be really interesting. So it's like between Dynamite being that interesting, and it's like, you know what I'm saying, I'll watch the Impact highlights if anything should happen. If anything should happen on Impact, I'll probably see the highlights. So if there's something, it'll probably lead into Dynamite tomorrow. I'm like, yo, the rest of the week stacked, because I'm like, what? We got the KOF 15 stuff later this week too. I'm hyped for that. So it's like, yo, it's a lot of stuff really going down this week and stuff to get hyped for. Another episode of the Savage Era is in the books. Wrestle Kingdom, man, I'm like, again, this makes the, like, watching pay-per-views like this make the Savage Era worth making. When I really think about, like, how this literally kicked off, like, if you don't know the history of how the Savage Era got started, shout out to L.I. Joe and him being mentioned on SmackDown by what's that man's name I can't even think of right now. What's his name? Give me a second. I'm gonna get it. Mauro Ranallo. When Joe got that mention, and I sat up here and talked about, like, the history and all that old fighting game community shit that don't matter at all. And it's like, man, fuck it. I'll just start talking about wrestling. You know what I'm saying? Just as another way to get my practice in, man. And we've been doing that stuff solid for like 5 years now, man. Like, yo, time fly, dude. Time fly. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Time sure flies. And I'm like, man, I'm glad, because I'm like, this is what, the third year I've done Wrestle Kingdom? This is year 3 of Wrestle Kingdom. You know, man, so, man, just is what it is. But regardless of all of that, man, we got plenty more show for you, so please, we do ask you to sit back, relax, stay tuned with me. Bask in the glow, baby. Bask in it. Me. Mr. Pop That Thing, the real golden god, the one with the G.O.D, aka with the CRSCKCSAINE. Hashtag entertainment's number 1 dope man. And indeed, I am the baddest monster in existence, and don't you ever, ever, ever forget it. Full power! Bang! Speaking of full power, that's my main man. My ace, my mellow, everybody's favorite, everything, the green monster, squish, murder, Angel Alice, I see you. See you, Queen, I see you. Sheila, what's up, Big Red's in the building. What up, dog? Stephen A. We got Stephen A. in the building. Candace in the building. Pinkie Pie. You know what I'm saying? What's up, ladies? You know what I'm saying? Choco and Vanilla in the building. What's really, really, really good. You know what I'm saying? Just letting you know what it is, man. Of course, the Amiibo Peanut Gallery, man. The whole family, man. Nothing but love, man. Appreciate y'all. Praise. Praise, praise, praise. Speaking of, man, who keep the streets in flames? The latest rage, baby. Bessie, Janine, Magdalene, the intern, Annalise, yo girl at mine, Miss Martha, aka Miss Marceline, holding down the unos, doses, thraces, and quattro. Shout out to Big Sis, Little Sis, Big Cuz. Always got you on a media tip. Like I told you, it is what it is, man. My show ain't the show without the ladies of rage, man. Appreciate y'all, man, doing y'all thing. Mwah! Speaking of, here's how you can do your thing if you ain't done it. Subscribe button, bell if you want to know when that crack is coming out and when that crack is straight delivered to you. All my social media links are down below, and you want to support this show with your cash money, Cash App, PayPal, Patreon. Shout out to my boy Drew, aka Young Moneybags. I see you folks. I know you're gonna be on this one, man. You know he love pro wrestling like I do. King Switch. No, maybe 2021 is it for him, man. Like, yeah, we got a whole year to find out. And of course, my partner here side, my half, my little brother Ron Baum. I see you, baby. I always appreciate the love on the Patreon too. We gonna try to get the Patreon together for y'all in 2021, for y'all to request things and do things and get your reasons. You know what I'm saying? For you to want to interact with me with your cash money. And even if you don't, we're gonna make this happen anyway, because I got the best squadron in the business. Not only in this room, but everybody out there in the world who holding me down. Number love to all of y'all too. One hell of a Wrestle Kingdom in the books for the year 2021. Wrestle Kingdom 16. It'll be here in no time. I literally remember I was sitting here talking about Liger retiring. Literally remember it. That's how time flies, just like that, man. Whole year. Finger snap. Gone. Thanos shit. Feel me? So, y'all sit back, relax, stay tuned, all that good stuff. We've literally got plenty of more show for all of you, and we've got it right after these commercial messages. Oh yeah, Pro Wrestle Group, baby. So I guess next time, you know what I'm saying, we do some Savage Era stuff, we're literally going to be talking about Kenny Omega taking over the wrestling world and that 3-on-3 tag team match at Hard to Kill. Should be fun, but seriously. More show for all of y'all right after these commercial messages.